picture this. You walk into a group of guys and they're all blasted out of their mind, glossy-eyed in slow motion. Then you tell them, hey, I'm not really a fan of the substance that you guys are all consuming. I can't see the name because I'm going to get demonetized by YouTube in the first 30 seconds of the video. I'm not sure if you guys knew that. They all look at you like, bro, what? You don't like this green leaf? Are you kidding me? And they'll go on to explain to you that you're so wrong about it. They'll literally put up their hands and start to throw some fists at you. They will defend it like they're soldiers of a country or of a certain religion. They defend it with their freaking heart and soul. And you're like, damn, bro, I just have an opinion that's not the same as yours. Relax. On the same token, if you tell people that drink alcohol probably every day, that love it so much, that go and collect all these alcohols and stuff, if you go to a bar and tell that to everyone there, they'll probably be like, yeah, alcohol is not good for you, sure. Yeah, true. They might keep on drinking, but they won't go and defend it. Same thing for like cigarettes. I've never seen somebody actually advocate for cigarettes. They love it. They do it every day and they can't stop it. It makes them feel so good, but they won't ever tell me it's amazing for your health. Hell no. But why is it that green freaking leaf, they will die for it? Why, bro? I've been trying to figure this out for a long time. Every time here in Detroit, Michigan, probably many other states in this country also, not only in Michigan, but whenever we're driving on the highway, we always see billboards trying to convince us to take your next exit and come meet your best bud, winky face, or some other sly tactic wording to get you to know that they're actually selling marijuana and they're going to be selling it at the next exit. Local, close. So before we even talk about all of the negative effects and all that stuff, I'm going to be so real with you right now. Have you guys ever met somebody that gets blasted very often and somehow they become like some sort of crazy spiritual awakened, unlocking the secrets to the universe pro? Okay. I probably every single one of you shaking your head right now as in yes. Because I for sure am right now. Listen, almost everybody that I know that's been using weed for a very, very long time, they all go through this like spiritual awakening. Like they're unlocking the secrets and they're seeing all these vibrant colors and shape shifting and changing dimensions and all this other bullshit and energy and all this stuff. They are actually experiencing weed's biggest and scariest side effect. It's called psychosis. And the scariest part about it is that it disguises itself as if you're becoming awoke, like you're unlocking secrets and learning so much and all this amazing big brain stuff. It's not real. It's all a facade. You're actually just tripping balls. Psychosis, very close to schizophrenia, basically the thing where you're hearing voices and seeing stuff that's not actually there, hallucinations, all that stuff. People get this as a side effect of weed. And if you do it a lot, it could actually lead to like some permanent damages also. There's a study that says that 30% of psychosis cases are linked to weed. And the same study goes and says something like if these people didn't have problematic smoking problems, they wouldn't have had psychosis. It would have totally stopped it. There's a second study that says that using weed at age 18 can increase the risk of schizophrenia 6-fold later in life. Who wants to live that kind of lifestyle, bro? That's freaking terrifying. I met a guy in VR chat. This guy in VR chat, we were actually very cool for a little while. And he was explaining to me how he has schizophrenia. First guy in my life that I met that actually has this mental problem, right? And he was saying that he hears these voices in his head. It's like a really high-pitched, evil-sounding voice. And it tells him to do these really bad and negative things. And it's always like beating down on him and saying mean things to him. And he really just can't get rid of it. He has to take pills. He has to go see a psychiatrist every week or so. And he's constantly trying to solve this mental issue. Whenever he gets into a relationship, it tries to ruin it. Gets a new job, it tries to ruin it. Every part of his life, he's really, really suffering, bro. That's the reality of what can come out of you smoking, especially if you do it a lot and even at a younger age. Now, the real issue that I'm trying to figure out here is that why can people think that this is so good for them, that they're becoming so spiritual about this, right? And the more research I did, the more questions I had, honestly. I started to look into certain reasons, like when did it start to become prevalent in the world, especially in the West? And it was right after World War II. Around the time of the 1960s, a lot of shit went down in the 1960s. A lot of shit. Okay, first of all, after World War II, people were disoriented, disillusioned by the casualties and violence and gore and all the stuff they had to witness, friends they had to lose, the wars they had to fight. People were like, bro, we're so freaking sick of all of this negativity. We just want peace and love and prosperity. That's where the movement of the like hippies came from, is because they literally wanted to rebel from such a toxic and evil form of life, which is all war and stuff. So all they wanted was just love. They wanted to be anti-establishment, leave me out of it. I don't want you guys, freaking government made me go and fight and kill and all this stuff. I just want to be at peace and love and play my music and get and trip balls and take stuff that's not good for me to make me feel like I'm ascending. So that's kind of where that whole movement really started. It's called the counterculture movement. And this was closely related to something called the human potential movement. It arose actually out of this. The human potential movement, a very complicated time, but it's basically a framework of thought that tries to bring Buddhism to the new age by self-reflection and believing the concept of an extraordinary potential that its advocates believe lie largely untapped in all people. Okay, hear me out for one more second. It's the belief, basically, that through the development of their human potential, people can experience a life of happiness, creativity, and fulfillment, and that such people will direct their actions within society toward assisting others to release their potential. Sounds a little bit like a cult almost, right? Because when I'm going to reach my potential, I'm going to assist you in reaching your potential. And really, it's not very cohesive. Like, what really is going on here? Now, during this movement, there was a lot of people trying out these drugs, a lot of psychedelics, a lot of mushrooms, a lot of acid, a lot of weed. Probably going to have to mute all of those words that I just said, but you can assume what I'm talking about here. And they were using this, and they were, in my opinion, mistaken for being spiritual and creative and finding their amazing human potential and being these perfect ascended beings. They were really just tripping. And they were using it, they were getting into this because see how similar if your friend grows up in a really hardcore, strict household, mean ass parents, you can't go out past 4 p.m., sit your ass in your room all day long, do your homework and shut your mouth, those kinds of parents, the kids grow up. The girls end up sneaking out the windows and hooking up with every freaking guy that's down. And the guys end up doing some crazy shit, getting to fights at school and trying out every single substance that's illegal in the bathrooms in their high school. These kinds of things happen as a repulsion, as an adverse effect of the really, really, really hardcore and strict parenting. Similarly, when there's so much war and all this World War II is making everybody scared and all these problems, they have that extreme pullback. Like all they see is war and war all day long. All they want is love, 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 and peace, and just chilling and vibing. And that's what started to lead them into all of these psychedelics and growing in that age. Look, realistically, we look at all of these things that happen in life, all of these ideas and ideologies as just stuff that happens naturally throughout life. People think that if they smoke, they get more spiritual and all this stuff. Everything that I mentioned in this video isn't by accident. See how I went back in history not too long ago, not literally 60 years ago. I went back in history and we saw clearly the exact year that this ideology arose. And we know why. Because of World War II, the counterculture movement, the human potential movement, all of these certain things and the whole like hippie age and stuff, it happened for a reason. And even these ideologies still live on today. They're bringing this wave of Buddhism into the new age, and it's really abstract and kind of cult-like. People actually do call it a cult online a lot. And it's really no accident. The main hub for the human potential movement and its growth and that whole ideology, people say, allegedly, I don't want to get sued, is a place called the Esalen Institute in California. It's a nonprofit retreat center that focuses on the human potential movement kind of thing where you have to grow and all that stuff. I don't really know myself, but there's actually a time and a place, and there's many key figures. There's actual doctors that went on like live radio and said, you guys should be doing this, and it's a positive thing. Timothy Leary, I totally forgot his name. But it all starts somewhere. There's going to be a lot of crazy people in the comments saying, what are you talking about, bro? When I started smoking, my kill death ratio in Call of Duty jumped to 3. My relationship with my family got better. I got better grades in school, all these crazy things. But in reality, it's not. It doesn't solve every single problem. And if you think that you're becoming woke because of it, it's because you're probably getting psychosis. You should go see a doctor and stop smoking. Thank you for watching this video. Stay dreaming, stay lucid. I'm out. Peace.